For all the latest updates, subscribe to News9.
Hello and a very warm welcome to all. You're watching News9 Digital. I'm Neha. After 4 phases of lockdown, India has now stepped into Unlock 1.0. The decision of the same was announced by the Ministry of Home Affairs on the 30th of May. Having said that, nationwide lockdown has been extended till the 30th of June. But of course, the restrictions that one got to witness during Lockdown 1.0, nothing of that sort would be witnessed during Unlock 1.0. So the Maharashtra government, the Maha has also taken a decision on similar lines of continuing with the lockdown till the 30th of June. But there have been several relaxations announced, only in phases. We're going to get to that part. Before that, let me quickly give all our viewers India's COVID-19 tally, which currently stands at 93,322. 91,818 people have recovered and have been discharged, while 5,394 people have succumbed to the deadly virus. Let me quickly now give a situation update from Maharashtra. It continues, as I mentioned earlier as well, to remain one of the worst affected COVID-19 state, with close to 36,040 cases. The Maharashtra numbers, in fact, if we have to talk about the confirmed cases in the state, stand at 67,655, while active cases are at 36,040. Total number of discharges stand at 29,329, while 2,286 people have succumbed to the deadly virus. So if we have to speak about the relaxations, as I mentioned in the beginning, so the relaxations will begin in phases. First of all, there has been a name that's been given by the Maha to Unlock 1.0, and the name that's been given to this is Mission Begin Again. First phase will begin from June 3. There are a total of 3 phases. First phase, as I mentioned, will begin from the 3rd of June, second from the 5th of June, and third phase from the 8th of June. If we have to speak about now what will be it like during the first phase, so your workout exercises like jogging, walking, running is all permitted, but only in the open spaces. You can do nothing in the indoor spaces, which means that no activities are allowed in the indoor stadiums. But of course, these activities are all allowed only between 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. Given the fact that COVID-19 primarily spreads from person to person, this step has been taken to keep, of course, social distancing in mind, and also largely taken for the welfare of the people. Now, no group activity is allowed. I don't think that I need to explain why is it that no group activity is allowed. As I just mentioned, that the COVID-19, threat is very much real. It's here to stay. With vaccine a distant dream, we might as well take all the preventive measures that we possibly can. So here as well, no group activity is allowed, but the children also must be accompanied by their elders, by their parents. The fact is that children might go roam around, and of course, to make sure that they do not come in contact with somebody who might have developed mild symptoms of COVID-19, this decision has been taken. So several government offices will also function, but will only 15% of the strength, or minimum 15 employees, whichever is more. So that's another decision that's been taken by the Maha and these are some things that we would get to witness during the phase 1. So what it's going to be like during the phase 2. In phase 2, your markets, your shops are allowed to function, but only with odd even rules. This is again to make sure that there is no overcrowding that one gets to witness. So here again, it will be done on P1, P2 basis, which means that shops on one side, if it's open, of course, on odd dates, then the other shops will remain open on the even dates. So now talking about the phase 2, as I mentioned that although your markets, your shops are allowed to function, but the use of trial room is prohibited. Strict social distancing also is something that needs to be given utmost importance, and the shopkeepers will have to make sure that they are, they will be totally held responsible for the social distancing, and if at all they fail to maintain so, then the shop will be immediately closed down. No exchange or return policy. That's also something that, the viewers, it's very important for all of you. If at all you're purchasing anything, there is no exchange and return policy. So what it's going to be like during phase 3? During your phase 3, the private offices will operate with 10% capacity. Work from home, of course, is recommended for the rest. Now, this is something which comes in the phase 3. And also employees will so the employees who are coming to office, attending the office, the employers will have to sensitize these employees about what are the preventive measures that they need to take, given the fact that if at all you're attending office, you're coming in contact with people who are outside. So whenever you're going back home, you have elders at home, what are the preventive measures that you need to take to make sure that COVID-19 spread is contained. The fact is that Maharashtra continues to remain the worst affected COVID-19 state, and largely also because the state has increased its testing capacity. So this particular in fact step has been taken to ensure that elders, those who are more vulnerable to contract the deadly virus, are safe. Now here as well, the activities in the open spaces are allowed, but inside your indoor activity is not allowed at all. Social distancing norms here again are something that are very, very, very important. The fact is that COVID-19 spread has gripped the entire globe, not only India, but the entire globe. India is at the 7th number when it comes to the number of COVID-19 cases, worst affected, of course, here. Now, passenger management also is a must for public and private transport. Inter-district, intra-district, beg your pardon, also services are allowed, but only with 50% of capacity, which means that like in the usual days which we get to see many people boarding the bus and not really taking into consideration the rush, but this time we have to keep in mind whenever we are stepping out that we are going to fight an invisible enemy. Now there is another important as I mentioned, that passenger movement also is a must for management, is a must for public. So here one rider but only on two-wheeler, and 1+2 on three-wheeler, and 1+2 on four-wheelers, and then 1+2 on three-wheeler, which means that if you're boarding an auto, there will be one auto driver and then there will be two passengers. And again, the same goes for any car as well, 1+2 on four-wheelers as well. So all markets in the rest of the state will remain open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m, post which there will be a complete curfew that one will get to witness. So there are also many activities that continue to remain prohibited, and these activities include your schools, your colleges, your international air travel, your metro, your cinema halls, your gyms, etc. In fact, the economy has come to a complete halt, grinding halt, a standstill. So these activities slowly but steadily would be commencing to make sure that we are able to bounce back and we are able to defeat the invisible enemy. Thank you very much for watching. Hope this information was helpful.